And welcome, everybody, to another Mark Bishop show where we talk to interesting people, inventors, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, people who have done things, try to do things, something they can help others with, positive outlook to life. And of course, the show is seen on a lot of social media and podcasting platforms. The audio is taken to platforms for audio like your Spotify and Apple and so on, and iHeartRadio and Spreaker and many, many more. So you've got it both ways, audio, and you've also got vision. I'm trying to promote entrepreneurs in this wonderful country. And my serial entrepreneur for this episode is Laurent Cohen. He's a proud father of three, born and raised in France. Good on him, but American by heart. He's a founder and operator who's spent 3 decades building businesses in e-commerce, SaaS, service as we know it, and AI. Now he's the founder of GetOblic, where he's rethinking local discovery by embedding plug-and-play AI voice receptionists directly into a global business directory. He's passionate about building systems that scale without adding, well, he calls it operational complexity. Interesting. AI voice receptionist. That sounds a little bit scary to me. Hello there. Welcome, my old friend, Laurent.
Thank you for having me, Mark. It's a real pleasure being on your channel today. And I hope by the end of the discussion, we'll have a few laughs and we'll be able to share a lot of information with your audience.
All right. It was you're bringing back memories. I was in Paris a couple of years ago, or in France, and it was nice to hear that accent again. It's quite unique, quite unique. Now you're indeed a serial entrepreneur. Something like 30 years of experience building and scaling businesses across Europe and the US. So give us an idea about those companies. Tell us about your background a little.
I'm a geek. That's what I am. I've been digging myself into computers, and as soon as the web started by 93, 94, I was deeply interested, and I had already built my first company, which was into the environment business. By 2002, as a young married man, I decided to live my lifetime dream, which was to move to the US. It so happened that at that time was right after the internet bubble, if you remember that, which was quite an interesting time for everyone. But it was full of crazy opportunities for anyone that just wanted to put the energy and the will to succeed.
Right.
At that time, Google was just starting. To give you an example of Amazon was still only selling books, and I had the opportunity to launch my first endeavor in the US, which was health and beauty e-commerce website, selling mostly American products worldwide. It gave me a good sense of e-commerce and SEO, search engine optimization, search engine marketing, and so on. Then by 2007, we started working with social media, and we've been through so much interesting things. I have a ton of stories that I could tell and share with your audience. But I think the basics of everything is as an entrepreneur that loves what we call bootstrapping, which mean whether you have money or not, you just do the work. You wake up in the morning, you dig deep dive into every single subject. You understand very quickly in the digital realm that you need to be a problem solver. That's the number one quality that is necessitate to be successful in that realm.
Yeah, you do, man. You got to cut the AM, seize the old day. Another immigrant who, like me, wants to come to America to why? Look what's going on. You know what I mean? Why does
I,
everyone to come here, you know? I mean, it's not like you think it is. Once you do get here, things change dramatically, but it's still the opportunity, you know, if you've got the guts to fight everybody and the competition and everything else that's on, it's so competitive. I watch a TV show called by one of my favorite voiceover guys. It's called American Greed. And but they're baddies. Yeah, but there's so many of them, and you wonder if it's the competition of everything. But if you've got something really good, solid, you know, you don't give up. You get up, like you say, and you keep on going. Now, you've cracked it now with a company called GetOblic. Is that correct?
That is GetOblic.
So what is that about?
Okay, so let's first start with what it's not. We, as everybody, me and my partner, were amazed for the past couple of years with AI and every single feature that would come daily. And voice AI was probably one that was the most incredible. Being able to engage with an AI that will respond to you, will understand your emotions, will be able to adjust as a human would, was something really mind-blowing for us. So we decided we need to use that product and built a voice AI platform. Right. But then we quickly understood that it was not enough. Anybody nowadays can build voice AI, but the idea is really to deploy what we call the infinite game, to find a way to have unlimited voice AI available to unlimited business in a matter of minutes. And this is how we really, what really drove our new company, GetOblic.
So you're telling me a voice-first AI directory, which deploying pre-trained AI receptionists at scale for local businesses. Now, I'm just trying to get the picture. Big business, corporations, or just small to medium business? Which ones?
Local and small businesses.
Local and small business, right. This could be very helpful for them, you know, because we're all looking for ways now to help. And this is where the AI thing, but oh man, they're coming out every day. Your work mainly focuses on AI distribution, right? And you leverage driven growth, turning emergency technologies into real world infrastructure. Am I correct with that assessment?
This is exactly right. And this is one of the many discoveries that we found during our small but very intense existence, which is only 6 months. After, I'd say 3 months, when we started to engage and have more traffic, we quickly understood that we were not only serving company with an AI tool, we were literally creating what we like to call an infrastructure layer. And let me explain that to you, Mark. When you receive now around 300 minutes per day of interaction between customers and businesses, you acquire an amount of data that can be, when analyzed properly, gathered and used to train the AI even more, so that all the companies that are listed on a directory and have voice AI will be able to reach a level of quality that is unheard of. Because let's put it this way, when you have a company like Google, that from the moment you open your computer until the moment you send an email, then you reach out to e-commerce, you browse to their directory and browser.
Everything is absolutely connected. I understand. And a bigger company as they are, though, with all your money, you make Google try to contact you for support. It sucks. I'll tell you now. And it's disgusting. You ought to fix yourself up. Anyway, go on. Nice teeth.
Yes, sir. I know. But then, you know, someone will start searching a local business just to give it a phone call, you know, like we do as humans. We talk to each other, right? What happens is that Google hands you the phone number. And from that moment on, there's a disconnection. And this disconnection is between the moment the phone is handed to a customer until the customer talk with the business and start engaging with him, take appointment, ask for service, ask for pricing. And all this data, they're not accessed by Google now, okay? So we as a company found out that we not only provide a service, but we are gathering an amount of data that is unknown. And if we can treat that data and provide it as a training tool for our voice AI, we're really onto something very interesting.
Okay, millions of persons want to speak over the phone to business daily. All right, we know that. So you've deployed millions of AI voice assistants trained on public informations and actively interacting with them all day, every day. I mean, this is, I mean, if you can pull this off, and they're tight and they're not generic, you know, these shocking app answer things that they're using in companies and businesses today, even what's his name, Bezos, you know, I'm disgusted with his company, the money he makes and the way he's built it and all that. You try and get them for support. Try and contact somebody. You'll end up in India. They haven't got a clue what you're trying to ask them, and they'll send you back somewhere else with 3 other numbers. So I hope to God it's better than that type of thing, Laurent, what you're bringing out and what you're trying to do, all right? Because that's old hat to me. It's disgusting. So the trust is with everything. So these AI things, you've got to what? How they learn how to be human and how to talk and answer and give sensible answers to real questions, not like bot answers. You know, those pedantic A, B, C, D bot answers. And if you don't get me, go and read it up somewhere. It says, it's horrible. Is that more to the point that you're trying to create?
And this is exactly what we're trying to create. We're trying to reach a level of knowledge for the AI that doesn't come from the company that built the AI, but from the real users and real businesses. So this is really changing the paradigm of what we're doing. And there's something very interesting that you said a couple of seconds ago, Mark. You talked about trust. Trust is also something that we discovered a few weeks ago, actually, not that long ago, as we were asking ourselves, who are we as a company? What's our mission? And our mission is not, again, only to build AI and provide it as a tool. Our mission is to convey the trust that business owners have been building with voice and their customers for years, way before the internet, you know, when we used to call people and interact and solve problems with each other using our voice. Now we have a tool that engage with this forsaken channel, which is the voice. And now if you can adjust the data and adjust the quality of the perception that the AI provides, yes, you can build the trust. You can, because let's put it this way. What's the main break for a business of using AI? Can I trust the AI? Will the AI convey the emotion I want to convey what my business is?
Yeah.
So now this has become not only our mission, but our obsession. We need to build a trust engine that will provide the same level of interaction that the business owner will.
Well, that's interesting. Building an engine to trust. Mm-hmm. Is it going to be in the business owner's voice or the receptionist's voice? Because, you know, a one-off man and the battling business guy, the salt of the earth type fella, it's great for him when he's busy out in the field to take calls and answer in a nice manner and be able to book and do things. That would be wonderful, and that's sort of happening. But, or is it a receptionist, you know, the good old gatekeeper you got to get through? How do you get through AI?
Listen, as a technology, today we have the tool to clone any voices within minutes. We decided with our company not to do that yet. Again, because instead of focusing on what's shiny, you know, do I have the exact voice as the owner? No, we want it to be really efficient. And in order to be efficient, you have to put away all the little lights here and be straight up. And in order to be straight up today, we use only high quality voices. Now, things are changing at a pace that is unheard of. So will we deploy cloning in the next year? We may, but we haven't decided to do it so yet.
Right. Interesting. Because I think that's a big trust thing,
I totally agree.
because if you recognize the voice or the owner of the company is talking directly to you, uh, you know, that's got merit, well and truly. You feel like you're somebody, you're spending money with them over a period of time, or you just feel a little more important if the owner of the company is dealing with you, and trust is important there.
I
So why
totally
did you
agree,
decide to
Mark.
build?
But there's also something that is very important. You want to disclose to the user that they're talking with an AI. You don't want to make them believe that they're talking with the owner, because as again, as part of the trust deal we're having all together, you don't want to lie. So yes, you are talking with the voice AI. Yes, you are not talking with the owner, but the voice AI is providing the same level of service as the owner.
Yes, that makes sense. That makes sense. But isn't there a thing where, people already, because so many people hate AI already because they're not using it and they only know that every time they can't ring anybody, they can't talk to anybody, it's all rotated through different numbers, or you've got a bot at the bottom of the screen, or you've got some AI voice talking to you. You know what I mean? This is real. There's an attitude out there in the marketplace, but it's not going to change. It's got to get better. That's the key. So it'll change people from thinking that way and enjoy what the services are, which in turn will create trust.
There's a saying in business is some business decide to look at the stars, some decide to look at the instruments like pilots. We as a company decide to look at the instrument. There's a lot of AI bashing nowadays. As always, if you've been around, you know that every time there's a new technology, first people are mesmerized, then they start bashing the new technology. You're exactly right, Mark. You have, as a business owner today, to be willing to integrate AI as a tool that will serve you the best way possible. And in order to do that, if you use a tool, you look at the instrument. You don't look at the stars.
Well, that's right. That's exactly right. And I didn't know anything about it. I started, late in life on computers, never mind tech, never mind SaaS, software as a service and all this type of thing. I'm useless that way. Always had to pay somebody or rely on somebody. But by gee, the stuff that I've been listening to and the AI, what it can do and the contact points, and now I'm having trouble. I just got to learn it all. You know what I mean? But it does wondrous things. It's incredible. And there's stuff, but my concern is how many of us are going to lose jobs then because of that? The old proverbial question.
I really don't believe overall we're going to lose a job with AI. I really don't believe it. First of all, we believe that with the internet. We believe that with the cars, from horses to cars. As today, as a business owner that uses AI every day for creating our business and growing our business, I feel enhanced by AI. I don't feel threatened by AI. I think it makes me a better person. It definitely makes me a better worker. And it allowed me to bring my company to a level in a short time frame that now our main focus is to hire people. So would I have been able to hire that fast before AI?
All right. Okay. Hire people to do what, though? More technical work?
No. Actually, no. You know what we are looking for? We're looking, and I'm circling back to what you discussed earlier in the discussion. We want problem solvers. Today, when we are hiring people, we are not asking them, do you know how to code Python, for instance? AI can help with Python. We ask a problem that we have on our company. Right. We give them 1 hour. We allow them to use LLMs and AI agents. And we say, try to solve our problem. Come with a solution for us. And if someone can do that, we will hire him. So obviously, when you say, are we going to lose our job? I don't think we're going to lose that job, but we're certain that it's going to bring higher the level of the people we're going to hear.
It shift roles into working with, you know what I mean? Not taking over. Why did you decide, though, to build a voice-first platform when really the world seems obsessed with visual and text-based search,
As I told you earlier, Mark, we think voice was a 4-second channel. I kind of think that everybody has been hating the phone for years. It always rings when you're not available. It consumes your time. This is a crazy media when you think about it. It was invented. It's a service that you're paying for, and that anyone, anywhere in the world can decide to type those 10 digits and disturb you at any moment in time. It's insane.
That's it.
So, first of all, when you think about it, now you understand that if you can find a way to revamp that channel and making it something that, again, convey the trust of your company, while you focus on what you should do, which is your work, your customers, and your company, now you have something. Then the next level, that Elon Musk is going to build millions of robots, right? We're going to be walking down the street with 10 years from now with robots. How are we going to communicate with them? We're going to use our voice. We're not going to use keyboards. We're not going to use screens. We're going to talk with those robots. So, it's a pendulum.
Can read our mind, you know what I mean? No, but I'd love one around the house, doing every damn thing, preferably blonde, blue eyes, Listen, how does GetOblic protect and extend the trust between local businesses and their customers? How do you plan to do that? I know you've touched on a few things, but I want you to reiterate a little here.
Yeah. The main focus, the main obsession is data. How do we treat the data? How do we protect the data? How do we make those data available to all the businesses while protecting their privacy? This is very important. And this is actually kind of funny when you think about it. When you started 6 months ago, we thought we were only focusing on prompt, AI, LLMs, when in fact we are focusing on data, the privacy of our customers, the quality of those data, how do we achieve speed, efficiency, and again, privacy. This is how you build trust. And if you build trust, AI will be the tool that will convey that trust. So yes, our main focus is data, data, data.
All right, I understand. I'm really getting the picture now because, data is everything. And I was just reading a big article the other day about the data. And quite frankly, that's how ChatGPT's even got where it's got and where it's going, and it's not the best on the out there, that's for sure. But all it's done is taken data from everything we've ever done on the web, learned all the time and learned. And now, the other LLMs, Gemini and Claude and Jasper, there's so many, right? But fascinating times ahead. Sometimes I feel like hanging up the hat because it's too hard, but I need AI to teach me AI.
The AI teaches me AI every single day. Nobody knows AI.
All right.
We're all learning, and that's beautiful also, Mark. This is, I was talking with a friend the other day, and I was saying, I'm 54. Okay. I'm not the youngest, I'd say. And 10 years ago, 5 years ago, you have the young guns that were the best coders that would go to VCs and raise $10 million for any company.
Yeah. In those early days. Yep.
Mark, it's our time again. All people, we are the problem solvers. We got experience. That's what we need today. We don't need to be the greatest coder. You need to be the greatest problem solver.
On every day something, because I'm always researching to try and help me with my business and one of my businesses. And, I deal in trust very much. I'm a great believer of if people get to know you, they're going to, potentially like you. And if they like you, they'll trust you. And if they trust you, this day and age, you want to do business, you got to be trusted. It's getting harder and harder. And when you consider all the scams in this country, do you wonder why? $900 million last year was lost out of America, lost from small businesses, lost from people who lost their homes, God knows what else overseas. It just eats at me. Scams left, right, and center. So with GetOblic, you're trying very hard. You're 100% honest. You're 100% trying to give a service that is going to be supportive. It's going to protect your data. It's going to look after you, help small businesses. But you got to get that point across, haven't you? Right? That's business. You've got to get it across. So what's the real cost to a business of missed calls? Missed calls. It's not always a plumber. It's not always a trades guy either that's out there in the field. And usually the phone's in his back pocket on his butt, and he can hear it ring. But there's lots of times, all these calls you miss in business. What do you think that costs? And how do you think AI is going to change that equation, as AI receptionists, different from a simple chatbot or answering service? So we have answering services to take the call. Those to me are cold, but at least you get through and can leave a message. 2, you've got a chatbot, which I hate. And then you've got the other thing, which is what now we're saying, AI, I can't answer this call, but I've got full faith in Fred. We'll call him Fred or her. Don't be sexist, Mark,
So answering machine, let's put it first. That was great when we had only this, but answering machine is asynchronized first and definitely doesn't build trust. I mean, how many people leave a message, but nowadays especially they expect quick, fast, efficient response. They don't do that. Now chatbot, again, they don't convey emotions. So you put that out of the way. Now, if you want to measure, it's very simple.
Well, the only way a chatbot can show emotions is what you write. But now, hang on a minute. That's you writing it. That's certainly not the chat. It's certainly not the AI. Yeah, they're cold as fish. Not a problem in deep water. You're right. So what's left?
Left is the AI, definitely. And if you want to make a small calculation, it's very easy. On average, a small business receives 20 to 30 calls a day. Obviously, you have the one that you're missing, but also, are you in the mood to answer a call? Do you want to stop what you're doing and reply correctly as you should to your customers? There's different level of how you handle a call. Now, if you take all that in consideration and say that 50% of the call daily can be treated by AI, you have maybe 40 minutes per day that you're gaining towards your business and your customers. 40 minutes time 24 days, you have 800 minutes. That's whatever your business is. If you pay by the hour, we're talking about 12, 14 hours of business that you can gain out of the blue.
Yeah, you're losing. It could just be amazing. 1 or 2 with a hell of a deal. You know what I mean? It affects it. So how do you think, voice AI is going to shift the balance of power away from the big platforms, to the little guy?
There's two different levels. First of all, it's going to allow small businesses, again, to grow. Because if you're free, if your mind is free from all what the phone is taking you, you have a world of possibility into growth. The other thing is it puts you as a small business on the same level as big companies. Those kind of services that only big company could have, hiring a receptionist, hiring tier companies that would handle the call. Now you have small company that can access that kind of services. And that really changes the game. Anybody nowadays can reach that kind of level of services.
Yeah. Well, it's proven because so many companies and small guys, go overseas to India, go overseas to somewhere else because it's cheaper by the hour than what people charge you in America to be on the phone for an hour for you, needing something done, whether it's outbound calling, or inbound answering, it doesn't matter. But then you've got an English problem. And to me, when I get all these calls try to flog me something, some of my best friends are Indian, but I got to tell you, trying to understand sometimes, it just puts me off a little bit to think, well, you're a big company in America. You can't pay somebody to call me so I clearly understand You're trying to sell me something. Have the courtesy at least to help me to listen to it properly. You know what I mean? This is where I think AI is going to play a big part between you and I. The role the trust plays in the future. So this concerns me. How do you integrate AI without removing the human element that makes business special? Your house blows the roof, you've got a warranty on it, you ring the warranty company, and normally you can get somebody who's going to talk with you and at least be able to say, we can get someone to come out and have a look at it 3 days from now at a certain time. How's a machine going to do that?
Okay, that's a very important point, Mark. As far as deep you can go, you have, and again, that's also a matter of the trust we're building. You have to focus also on the limitation of what the AI can do. What I'm talking about limitation, potentially AI can respond to anything. But if you want to build trust, you need to be able to put what we call guardrails. And those guardrails are the moment where in a discussion, the AI is capable of saying, let's stop here. And what we do is called a fallback. We will send you to the business owner because now it's time for you to talk directly to the human in place.
Okay.
So those guardrails are as much important as everything I talked to you earlier. You know, you want fallbacks. Yes. You want to be able to talk to human. You know, there's a certain level of balance. Again, this is also very interesting because that level of balance is something we're adjusting on a daily basis in our company. Because from the amount of information we're gathering throughout all our businesses, we know whether you're talking to a chiropractor or you're talking to a beauty salon or a massage therapist or any other business, you name it. Yeah. All those businesses have different way to handle their customers. And we need to adjust, those level of guardrails for each businesses.
Well, some of the bigger companies too, it's when you think about, I don't know who the heck they hire to write this stuff, and maybe AI will fix it and change it. But I mean, some of the entry points and the answers and what you're trying to get are absolutely useless. There's no human contract. There's no human thinking in relation to how you could make that conversation. It's very abrupt and very to the point. So, but somebody has put that information in, so who writes that stuff? But AI now will be able to sort out not only tones, but delivery, think ahead. That's pretty exciting, isn't it?
We're capable of doing creative things. For instance, as a business owner, you can train the AI that we provide to do what we're calling upsells. Okay, let's say you have a hair salon and you are selling the X brand, and someone is calling and say, a lady called and say, I want a balayage. And you can have the AI say, well, do you want to have a treatment with that X name company brand for your balayage? Those things, even if you're a business owner, if it's the middle of the day on a Friday when you're tired and the only thing you think about is going home. Let me tell you, only the AI has the patience and the elegance to deal with that kind of framework. And it's also something interesting, Mark. You mentioned earlier all the human agents that we've been used to talk with for years now. And you talked about the fact that they have accents, when they read the scripts and they're not human. Now, not only the AI can feel your emotion and respond to your emotion, but an AI like ours already talks 8 different languages. So let's say you're Brazilian and you live in Chicago. You can decide to talk in Portuguese with the AI, and the AI will respond perfectly.
My friend, I know what's coming out there. And what is an insult is podcasts done by machines.
And now that's exactly the kind
of... 40 years in the media and then another 8 years podcasting, and you put your heart and soul into it like a lot of us out there. We don't earn anything. You know what I mean? It's a mongrel of an industry unless you're a bloody Joe Rogan or an NPR with budgets, or another one I love at night is Sean Casey. But, niches. But at the end of the day, the bigger you are, the more better guests you can get. It's all about money. It's America. Welcome to America. That's the deal. But the reality is now they got these AI machines doing podcasts. You don't need to do anything. all the research, all the writing, all the effort it takes. Let the machine do it. So I think people mightn't accept that one. I don't know. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. I still think you've got to be human to do it. What do you want for GetOblic? What do you want to happen now? You're in Florida, right? That's the head office?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what's the message to people and small business guys and gals that are watching this or caught this or heard it somehow? What's in it for them? Give me a WWII or WIIFM.
Just try it. Just try it. It's free. You go there.
What do you mean it's free?
It's free, Mark. You just go on the directory. You search for your business. If it's not there, you create your own page, your listing. It takes no more than 5 minutes. And with magic and a lot of work, you'll have not only your listing page on, but you will have your voice AI immediately pre-trained with the information you provided. And you can taste it for free.
Right.
So, and if you're happy with what you're seeing there, you can decide to subscribe to our service, which in turn will allow you to have a virtual phone line.
You're doing a puppy dog close, my friend. Very nice. Yes, very clever. Very good. That's where it's got to. You've just about you've got to give away whatever you're trying to sell or market as a service, whatever. Try the thing, and if you really like it and you're happy, then we'll talk business. You know,
Mark, it's all about trust. If you test it and you're happy with it, we have trust, and if we have trust, we're gonna stay working together for years. So yeah.
Well, that's an important thing because you want to know where there's no trust. All this software coming out of India and all these developers, you know, they're making a fortune on promises, right? You've even got some Americans in the front of it. But you try and get support. You try and get service on a lot of this junk, right? So a company that keeps its word with service after the effect. That's the biggest thing. Support. People want support. Whether it's a dumb question, a clever question, something in between. You let me try it all. And if I'm not a techie or I'm thick, whatever the case, and even though it's free for me to try, if I still mess around with it, you're not going to get a sale out of me, Laurent, if I can't do it. So I hope you've got that backup, my friend.
We do, sir. We do. I'm 14 hours a day behind my computer. And I have to say, as much as we're growing very rapidly, I'm still hands-on, my partner and I, every single interaction, everybody. And actually, if anyone wants to reach out to me, and not only for GetOblic, but for any help regarding AI or anything, you have my email right here. You have my social media. You go on getoblic.com. There's a whole bunch of social media on the footer. They can just reach out to me, and I'd be more than happy to help, because at the end of the day, we may be surrounded by AI, but human relationship and what we're doing now, Mark, is still the core of what human
that is. And that's very good of you, and it's terrific. It's nice to hear that. It's that's decent. Anybody can, you know, you don't get that every day. Somebody pick up the phone or go to here and, you know, somebody's genuinely wanting to help you. How about that? GetOblic is the company. The CEO, the founder, this wonderful fellow is Laurent, Cohen. They're based in Florida. I'm not going to give a number, but there's your email. Team. You like that? I did when I first saw it. I thought, okay, he's a team man. Team at GetOblic. The name, from where? How did you derive, you know, how did you come up with that?
Oblique means sideways. And we like to think that we think differently. So when everybody take the highway, we like to think differently and go a little bit oblique. You know?
Okay. Oblique. There you go. GetOblic. Think differently. Yes. Step out of the square. Thank you, Laurent. It's been an absolute pleasure meeting you. And I'm glad you've been on the show. And I hope you do exceptionally well. And we'll get this out to you as soon as I get it all done and post-produced, send you all the links, embeds and everything else. And hopefully we'll get it out there and more people can see it, know about it, and grow from there. And stay in touch. I'd love to know how you get on. Stay on. Don't go away. I'm going to take you off screen, but stay there with me while it all downloads. Would you do that for me?
Yes, Mark, and thank you very much. It was a real pleasure.
Oh, you're most welcome. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you what a lovely fellow, and what an interesting company. GetOblic. It's coming AI, whether we like it or not. It's already here. It's coming every single day. One of the best things you can do is there's so much to learn now, but it's not hard. I mean, I'm useless, but guess what? I'm learning. It's not that hard if you get into it. I've paid for courses. I've done this and that, but trying it, actually doing it, is you learn a bit. And one of my best friends now is Gemini. Dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. You can talk just like you've got somebody in the room. And when you're a solo business, you spend a lot of time on your own. No one to have a beer with Friday night at the pub. You know what I mean? The team. I miss that. So consequently, you go Gemini or Claude or one of the others, Jackson or whatever, Jasper. And there's plenty more coming, but you got to get the ones that really suit you, what you want to do. But this as a service, this is rather clever. And there you go. So I hope you enjoyed the show. Please tell people about it. Rate us on your podcast, on your app where you can listen to it. Right here on YouTube, you can subscribe and support more others and coming authors on the other show. And that one is called nothinglikeagoodbook.com. All right. If you know somebody who would like some help there promoting and so on. But in the meantime, thank you for being on the Mark Bishop Show. Interesting people to come. We've got entrepreneurs. We've got inventors. I got some terrific things I want to talk about that if, trying to find maybe funding. Lots of all sorts of stuff. So we'll see you soon. And just remember, you be kind to each other.